Yeah, my wife and I were talking last night, and I pulled out the one portion of the earlier portion of this video where the fella, I think it was in the Great Lakes, actually came up out of that speaker and quieted the noise, and we heard him together, right? So I replayed that for her, and he was talking about, you know, firing up a classic radio, and he was literally doing it, you know, working that classic radio while we heard him randomly out of the ether, right? And so I was thinking, you know, I've been calling and calling and calling, right? You guys have been watching me. You've seen the whole thing. Me calling and calling and calling and nothing, right? Well, we don't know that. The cool thing is I was pointing out to her, we don't know that. There could be somebody sitting in their backyard or sitting in their random ham shack, right? Anywhere in the country. And they're telling a story today. It's possible. They're telling a story today. Hey, I was randomly on 6 meters AM, or maybe they hang out there, but I was on 6 meters AM, and this guy QRP with 2 watts from Oklahoma City was calling, and he just came up out of the noise, just like that guy did. And I heard him for a minute, and there he went. Okay, it was like magic. He came up out of there into my speaker and then went. And I tried to call him, you know, the same scenario like we were doing earlier in this video, except it was me coming through that speaker. That is very, very plausible when you think about it. Putting the signal out there into the atmosphere, having no control and no idea about where it's going to come down or if it's going to come down, okay? And randomly into somebody's detector unit and gets poked out that speaker like I'm in their room. That is really something. It's true magic. It really is true magic, you know? You can do lots of other things in life, but this is this, and I love this. And it's an amazing thing just to think about it. How randomly that may have fascinated some person who was waiting for such a moment, or even not waiting for such a moment to happen, and it occurred for them. My voice, us together, kind of coming out of their speaker from here in the same way that that guy came out of mine. So it's absolutely awesome to me, and I hope it feels that way to you guys too. CQ 6 meters. CQ, hello CQ, calling CQ 6 meters. This is Whiskey Echo 5 India. Whiskey Echo 5 India. WE5I, calling QRP from Oklahoma City and standing by.